Hi guys, and welcome back. So I'm very excited about today's video because I've been planning to film it for a while, and finally the time has come to share with you one of my favorite perfume collections that were launched this year. And I'm talking about Love Stories by the niche brand DFG 1924, and it consists out of 3 perfumes. Each of them tells a story about love, and I experienced them at Xons in Milan. And I left the exhibition with a full-size bottle because I just fell in love with it and I couldn't live without it. So you can tell, you can imagine how great this video is gonna be. And first of all, I want to ask you if you have any experience with DFG 1924 fragrances, and if you do, please let us know your experience in the commentary section down below. And if you have never heard or tried these perfumes, well, today's video is going to be very helpful and hopefully very exciting for you as well. So with that being said, let's get started talking about love. And DFG 1924 interprets the feeling of love in different moments of its evolution. So 2 people meet, intertwine their eyes, and give birth to an understanding that develops into a crescendo that becomes magic, ecstasy, pleasure, and divine. So that's a very great concept. Now, it's not super unique. We've already experienced many perfumes that were telling love stories, but there is something very special about this collection. It's a true love journey through different stages of love, and it starts at La Baia di Jasmine, or in English Bay of Jasmine. And this is that first stage of love when 2 people meet together and they instantly like each other. It's not about love, but it's about appeal, it's about intrigue, it's about you look at the person and you're like, I wanna learn more about her or him, you know. And when you start meeting each other, talking to each other, you like everything about each other, you know, and you're excited to learn even more, you know. It's not like, oh, that's strange. You're like, I can't even wait till I see that person again. So that's about excitement. It's about meeting and having lots of fun. So the Bay of Jasmine is certainly a fragrance that is centered around jasmine, and I'm not the biggest fan of jasmine in the perfumery because in a lot of times it can be overdosed, and jasmine can be very cloying. So Bay of Jasmine is a great example of a very pleasant smelling jasmine-y perfume, just because even though it is about jasmine, which is so opulent, rich, and intoxicating, at the same time it is very creamy and delicate, and it has very airy texture. So this perfume has structure, it is quite long-lasting, it is floral, and it is powdery because we have here ambered seeds which act like a natural replacement for a musk. And there is a touch of heliotrope which doesn't make this perfume too makeup-y, and that's why I would say it is unisex, but it leans towards feminine side because it is so elegant. It is also very graceful and the most universal one out of this collection, just because it is very wearable and it is suitable for times when you want to feel yourself very beautiful, irresistible, you want to attract people, you want everybody to love her, just wear this perfume. And even if you are not a fan of jasmine, I still recommend you try it because I'm not crazy about that note, but I dig this perfume so very much and it's such a satisfaction to wear it. So yeah, this is the most universal and easygoing fragrance that is appropriate for any occasion, any time of the year. It's just fantastic. It's fresh, but at the same time it has just the right amount of sweetness in there. But we are moving on to the next stage of love, which transformed into passion. It's about desire, it's about love in a sexual way, and this perfume is Non Dire No, or Don't Say No. So very attractive name, and it tells a passionate love story. So as I've told you, it is about desire, and at some point it is even about seduction. So notes in here sound like galbanum, Mysore sandalwood, and dark amber. And when I hear notes like that, I imagine something oriental but at the same time with sharp green side because of galbanum. But this is not how this fragrance smells at all, at least to me. So for me, it's about dark and a little bit dirty powder, and you know how much I love powdery perfumes of all kinds. So for me, it's a great plus that all three perfumes are powdery, but the powderiness is highlighted in a different way in each of them. So in this one, that is sort of a dark, mysterious, provoking powder, and it is definitely the heaviest fragrance, but it is not overwhelming. It's just intense, rich, and deep, and that's why I love to wear it when I'm going out. For example, to have dinner with my boyfriend in a restaurant. You definitely want to put yourself together. It's about sexy date, when you take time to get ready for a date. You really think what you're gonna wear, which perfume you'll apply, and stuff like that. You know, it's date that you're getting ready for. It's not a spontaneous date. You really want something on the date, and you will achieve it with this perfume. So yeah, it's a very warm one too. It is a little bit oriental, but it is not crazy, you know. So it is also the most unisex one, the sexiest one, and if you are looking for a perfume with that vibe, I'm telling you, this one will really satisfy your needs. And with that being said, we are moving on to the final love stage, and that is actually that fragrance that I fell in love with immediately the moment I smelled it. It was just such a bright experience, and out of so many perfumes presented at the exhibition, this one really stood out to me, and it is called Il Sentiero degli Dei. Please apologize my pronunciation if I mispronounce something, but in English it's translated like the path of the gods. So you guys, why do I love this perfume so very much? Well, to me it is obvious, just because it is about iris, which if I needed to pick a favorite floral note in perfumery would be it, iris. Don't get me wrong, it is not only about iris, okay? There is another floral note in there, which is tuberose. So tuberose and iris, they are quite polarizing. They are very different. Each of them is strong on its own, but together, I mean, like, I like that this is not a battle between iris and tuberose at all. And even though there is some floralcy going on, there's also Australian sandalwood, so you can tell that in the previous perfume there was a Mysore sandalwood, which is really creamy and elegant. I have a feeling that Australian sandalwood is sexier and deeper, and there's also Gaia Crescent and musk. And this musk is interesting because sometimes musk can be really dizzy, okay? It can be just like real intense, and it can get annoying. This musk is on the border, and I like it. I like how sensual it is. I like how musky this fragrance is. It is also the most powdery one out of all. Probably that is another point why it's my favorite. Oh, but it's just so velvety, it's so powdery. It's about infinite love. It's about that moment when you realize that you are not in love with that person, but you just love her or him. It's about love that doesn't need words. It is about love that doesn't need anything. You just love him, her, whatever is out there that you love. It's light, but at the same time it is dark. It's happy, but at the same time it is nostalgic. I love this perfume. I just love it. It's sort of a shipper, but it is very powdery, you know. So yeah, there is some dose of aroma in there, but it's a powdery aroma, and I just love it. It's perfume that's my infinite love. Which is sort of what it is about. So that, my friends, completes this video about love stories from DFG 1924, and I would like to know which of these three perfumes sounds most interesting to you, or do you like all three? Now here's the deal. I recommend you guys to try all three. If you can get samples, do. And if you can't, if you can order only bottles, these three are full-size bottle blind by Worthies. And I don't say that to many perfumes. My philosophy is try before buy, but these perfumes, I mean, like Yana's taste won't tell you wrong. But yeah, I highly recommend you guys these perfumes. These are one of the best perfume releases I smelled this year, and the link to their official website is going to be in the description box as always. And I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Let me know which perfume makes you feel like you're in love, and if you have any experience with DFG 1924 fragrances, I'm looking forward to hear from you, but I'm looking forward to hear from you anyway. So leave me a comment with anything you have to comment, and give this video a thumbs up because I really appreciate them. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and stay tuned. Smell good. We'll see each other next one really soon. Bye guys.